Okay, good evening, everybody. Good to see you today. Trust we had a wonderful day. So welcome to another Mosbo Live webinar. And our topic today is how to use LinkedIn to get more customers and sales for a small business. So basically, we're going to be learning LinkedIn growth hack. So how do you position on LinkedIn as a business owner, right? So I know a lot of people um, when it comes to business, when it comes to selling, they just think Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp, right? But there are other social media platforms like LinkedIn, which can be very beneficial for you as a professional or as a business owner, depending on what services or products that you're offering. And a lot of people are not actually familiar with LinkedIn, how the platform works, um, what they can do to position themselves, how to get visibility and all that, which is why we have our speaker for today, Nicole Osio, who is a LinkedIn visibility coach. And she's really good at what she does. She will just be like giving us a couple of tips and tricks and insights into the world of LinkedIn and how it can be beneficial for you as a business owner. So whether you're live on this call or you're watching afterwards, right? You can always you can take down your questions. Okay, if maybe as she's speaking, you have any questions or anything that's unclear to you, you can take down your questions and ask them on this call or on the WhatsApp group, whichever works for you. So without further ado, I will invite Nicole to kindly take over. So the floor is yours. Thank you.
Hi everybody. Good evening. It's really nice to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Tolani of Mosbu. Hope I pronounced it well.
You tried.
Is it possible to share?
Yes, let me make you a host so you can share your screen. Just give me a minute.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, like I don't really like introducing myself a lot of the times, but like Tonali said, I am Nicole Judy Oposio, and I am a LinkedIn visibility coach. I kind of just help people grow on LinkedIn, grow particularly their career and their small businesses on LinkedIn. Personally, I believe that LinkedIn is just another social media platform, right? So you could use it to do a lot of things. You could use it to sell your business. You could use it to build an identity, a brand, a brand for yourself. You could, I know we've been sold a lot of things about LinkedIn, about how it's, a professional platform. People get jobs from there, but much more than that, how I see LinkedIn is somewhere for impact. It's the same way people like Salem Kingin impact us on Instagram. People like Tunde Ednot impact us on Twitter. Anybody could use LinkedIn also to make impact. It's another social media platform, right? You just have to learn the tips and tricks and everything. There are tips and tricks that work for Instagram. There are tips and tricks that work for Twitter. Same thing, LinkedIn. It's a social media platform, but you might just want to look at it as a social media platform for people who are working, for people who like if you need a particular service, you might want to think about LinkedIn. If you need a particular role, right, you might want to think about LinkedIn. Your mind will not necessarily go to Instagram first when you're looking for a let's say a tech a sorry what do I mean tech when you're looking for a front end developer, your mind might want to think LinkedIn if you're not going out to aggressively network, right? So LinkedIn could be a lot of things if you just know how to use it. So I'll be sharing my screen, just trying to put together some things. I Give me a minute, please. Okay. Just 1 second. Let me try. But like Tolani said, if you have questions even before I start talking, you could always just put it down. And if I can, I would answer them here, or I would answer them on the group, on the community group. Mm. Mm. Share whiteboard. What do you see on my screen, please?
It's blank. We're not seeing anything, no.
Oh, it has gone off. Okay, let me
Yeah.
just share screen. All right. Okay, so now I guess you'd be seeing like the Zoom call.
We're actually not seeing your screen.
What can you see, please?
We're not seeing your screen. You're not screen sharing right now.
Oh, jeez. Time.
Is it possible for you to like start with your slides without, I don't know, maybe send the slides to the group later? Okay, your screen sharing now.
Sure, now. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about how to use customers and sales for your small business. Now, like I said initially, that LinkedIn is just another social media platform. So you just need to learn its tips and its tricks, right? So I want to show somebody who has used LinkedIn for a small business, right? Somebody who has testimonies about it. So there's a boy called um, Prosperity. Prosperity, I think Oluwaferami. Yes, that's his surname. Prosperity Oluwaferami. And he's one person who has used LinkedIn to market and make sales of his business. And I think that was 2022, that was last year. He made the announcement on LinkedIn of how that he had made 1.1 million on LinkedIn just within 6 months of starting his business. And what does he sell? Airpods. And what was his in life? I mean, you could sell yourself, your skill, and also sell your product, and also sell your small business, right? There's something called companies on LinkedIn. So it means that if your company, just because it's one person, does not mean it cannot be on LinkedIn, right? He was the only one selling, and to be honest, actually he was using his own page. It didn't necessarily have a company page. He was the one who was like spearheading the whole sales of everything. He was doing all of this, and he was simply selling AirPods. My AirPods that, what do you say? AirPods that you you get on the streets, right? This boy was selling it on LinkedIn. Here's the catch. There's something, okay, I'll share it later on, but there's something that he did that made it a sensation in a sense. I'm sure he had other sales funnel, right? LinkedIn was not only his platform, right? But to tell you that he came on LinkedIn, right there on his bio, as at that time, you always see it. I sell AirPods. So he was actually that proud about it that this is what I sell. I might not have a marketing skill. That in itself is marketing skill. The idea to have a product and want to market it as though it is your skill. It's itself a marketing skill. So I wanted to paint a picture that you could sell anything online. You're on LinkedIn rather. Your skill, your the roles that your skills are needed in, um even products, right? NGOs are online. They sell the idea of what they do. People, they get partnerships. You sell food, and there's something called let's say you sell food. There's something called, what do you call it? Delivery. If you There's this brand I really admire, Corporate Elva. They're only on IG, but they're not on LinkedIn. Imagine those kind of people on LinkedIn. So the professionals want to eat too, and they're usually not on Instagram. So seeing somebody on LinkedIn who is promoting the value of food, right? Seeing it's not just about the products that you sell, it's also about the value that it's giving, right? So I'll get into that as we go on. So I just wanted us to understand that you could actually sell your small business, whatever it is, on LinkedIn. There just needs to be like modifications and all of those stuff, right? So um now, like I've been saying, it's just another social media platform. Now, if you give it the time and attention as every other social media platform, it will grow and you'll make sales. That's the thing that people do not get to see. They don't want to give it the time. And that's because it's a mindset issue where they think that LinkedIn is for only professional people, tech people, and all those stuff. It's not really only for that, it's for literally any skill, right? Any skill or service or products that anybody has. You could create a company. In my last class, I was teaching of how that LinkedIn is to build one thing, particularly credibility. Particularly, you want to build credibility when you're on LinkedIn with whatever skill or service or products that you have. You want to make sure that your name is something to be reckoned with, right? So it's not just for professionals alone, but all companies of whatever size also use LinkedIn. Small, medium, large. When you even fill in the sections, you'd have to choose between the company size. There is the 1 to 10, so it means there is space for small business. There's space for the person who is both the content creator, the customer service relationship manager. There's space for that one person who is everything on the LinkedIn. So I really want us to get the idea that it is another social media platform that you just need to learn how it works and stay consistently building. You will definitely make sense, trust me. So all right, so now what ways can we go about this? What ways can we go about trying to use LinkedIn for your small business? Now, three things. You want to know your three things: value offering, your visibility strategy, and your sales funnel. Now, you want to before things are bought, they are known, right? So you want to know exactly the visibility strategy you have before the sales funnel that you would use in attracting people that would come and that would buy from you. And also you want to know the value offering you have, right? When I call these are like just a cycle or just a line that tells you after this you do this and after this you do this, right? So let's take the three of them one after the other so that we get to know how to build each of them. Now, your value offering. So, your value offering is such that it describes the essence of your product, Okay, so when I was teaching my last class, and I was trying to tell them how to build their summary, and I was trying to tell them how that the stages your summary will go through is the why, is like the golden circle. The golden circle. I learned that from Simon Sinek. The golden circle is more like something that starts from inside out. Understanding your why, understanding your what, and understanding your how. Right? Most times businesses have issues not because they do not have a very good knowledge of their what and their hows. They have an issue with understanding their whys. They literally forget as they grow. You see it amongst a lot of brands. It's just that because you still use them, you don't realize that they've really actually forgotten. Now, in the market of, okay, let's say in the market of phones, right? Everybody knows that iPhone is a sensation. As much as some people have their bias for iPhone, you cannot deny the fact that a major a major a major popularity a major part of the mass population still identify with the values of iPhone, not necessarily because we don't see that um they are just modifying things that they already have, but because from the beginning, a Steve Jobs defined a why and kept passing it on, and everybody in the Apple community keeps pushing that why, right? Their why is a lot to make a difference when it comes to technology, when it comes to these things, appliances. That's why their why makes them able to um always modify their words. So you don't only know them on phones, you know them on laptops, on phone, or sorry, on desktop, on laptops, right? You also know them on watches. There are different other variety of their products because they understood their why, to literally redefine technology, to think outside the box, right? But a lot of the times businesses go under because the reason why they exist is not necessarily very clear to them, and this is a very major issue. They know they want to sell something. They know they want to sell let's take for example, I don't know why I'm using food, but let's say food. You know, you want to sell food, you can cook and all of that. It's not enough to just want to sell food. It's not enough to just have the product of food and want to sell it. You also have to talk to yourself about understanding, okay, why food? Why do you want to promote food, this skill that you have? A lot of people will say healthy living, that which is cool, which is very, very cool. But can you continue? The fact that you can continue in that line of promoting healthy living will really tell us if that is really what you want, if that is really the why. So you want to know your why. Understanding this will set you apart from the companies in the same industry. This is what sets you apart from every other person who knits a bag, who uses hook and wool to knit a bag. Understanding this would really, really set you apart. It will really help you build the community around the people that you want to buy from you. That's the idea of understanding your why. Every person who sews, who knits a bag, actually has the kind of persons who will buy from them if they build the right community around it with their why, understanding why they why they exist as a business, and not just a business, as something that provides value and not just products. So understanding your what, this is now the products that you are, this is now the products um that you this is now the products that you are selling. These are the things that you sell. Now your what could actually diversify if you see the real existence of your wear, because like I was trying to give an example of Apple. Now Apple did not end up as just a phone product. they also diversify. Their what their phones, their laptops and desktop, and also their watches and all of that. It diversified because they understood why. So your what can actually just keep diversify if you actually understand your why. So that's on your what. Now, how do you offer it? Now, this is now the communication bone of um your business brand. Now, creating your value offering helps you become familiar and lay the foundation of the brand you are building, knowing what to accept and what not to accept. Like, your value offering is like the foundation of the business you are building. It is a business on another app, on the app online, right? And LinkedIn is an app that promotes value. That is where I'm really hinging on this value offering. You want to be valuable, you just don't want to sell a product. Okay, so would go on to the next, the visibility. Now, your visibility strategy. Now, literally, your visibility strategy is how you show up. The idea of visibility is to show up. The idea of your strategy is to show up consistently in the same way. In the same way. So the next thing after understanding your value, excuse me, the next thing after understanding your value offering is to understand your visibility strategy. How do you take what the value offering you have, your why, your what, and your hows, and put them online? That's the visibility strategy. Now, you want to literally very much promote your brand, not only your products, like I was saying, but the why of your product, the why of your brand. Now, this makes you valuable. You want to drive value a lot when it comes any platform at all, any platform at all, including LinkedIn. What you are driving is not just product, you're also driving the value of the kind of products that you are, publicizing. Like, I was trying to put this quote together. Like, if you stick around an ice cream shop, like these guys that sell ice cream long enough, sooner you will get ice cream. The idea is not about getting ice cream. The idea is about when you are always in the eyes of the target audience, of the people that you want to reach, when you're always in front of them, sooner or later they will eventually buy from you. I think I have this person who sells clothes on my content, and she has really nice clothes. Just because of the distance and the cost to what's the word, and the cost to do delivery, and just buying one outfit, I will have to pay a very large amount of delivery. So I've never really bought. But the idea is that I have made up my mind that one of these days I'll okay, sorry. I've made up my mind that one of these days I will buy for her.
Come to
That's
the
like
room. Come to the room.
somebody's
Come
mic
to
is
the
on.
room.
Okay, hi Nico,
Okay,
you're,
so
you're the host, so you can mute them.
somebody's okay. I should meet them. I didn't. Uh, I don't. Okay.
I think they are muted now. Okay, Josh, just all right.
Somebody typed. Okay. All right. So I was saying, okay, I was talking of how that if you stick around an ice cream, like if you stick around products long enough, if you are able to attract people long enough to what you do through promoting value and marketing your business, sooner or later they would buy from you, right? So you just, like I said, it's just another social media platform that you have to show up consistently for. Now, so how do you show up? How do you develop a visibility strategy from this? Now, content in this case is everything, and these are three ways you can use to you can use your content. Make sure your content are educating, your content are informing, and they are also towards making sales. So what, like I was trying to say about the why. So like what you do, your whys will actually help you to, when you understand your whys, they actually help you to create content that educate and inform. So then the last one is how you also, is something that you would do regularly beyond just posting about come and buy from me. You also want to share about come and learn from me, come and learn about this thing that I am trying to build, and why it is important for you to buy the product because it would help you. So you don't want to always be somebody who is clamoring to sell. You also want to be someone who, you also want your business to be something that is that's valuable, that can work in helping to make the society in a better shape, right? So that's on visibility strategy. You want to make sure that your content are educating, they are informing, and they are also towards making your sales. Lastly, your sales funnel. Now every business needs a sales funnel, right? With a framework as this, you can grow your small business on LinkedIn actually with just using a, now your sales funnel is something that you use to, that you use is sometimes side by side, the visibility strategy. Sometimes it's always just side by side the visibility strategy. Now there are three ways you could do that: having a low ticket offer, a main offer, and a retention offer. Now the low ticket offer is like having something that brings you alongside you creating valuable content. The low ticket offer is such that it makes things accessible, that a few things that are accessible by the audience in your products. Let's say I don't know any example to use now, but you're trying to give out things that are not necessarily very, very expensive for quite a low amount for the audience to actually test your product, or at least even when they buy the main products that you have, there could be an accompanying product that is in sense free, right? So you build all of that. You have this low ticket offer, and then you have this main offer. This is the real thing that you sell. This is the real thing that you sell. There is that stage, and then there is also the retention offer. How do you want to keep these clients? How do you want to keep the customers that comes to you from LinkedIn? Now you can get anybody's mail on LinkedIn. So you can, when using LinkedIn to market your products and all of that, you can always build the community. The essence of LinkedIn or any platform is community. You want to build your community, and LinkedIn allows you message people in app and also on mail. So you can always send the mail to say, this is what I offer. It's like cold pitching. This is what I offer, and this is what I believe it will help you. Do send a message if you are interested, right? You'll be amazed the kind of things that could come out from it, right? So it's beyond just having a service. It's really showing the value behind those services. Now, for your LinkedIn page, most times, sometimes people use their personal pages to sell, like this prosperity guy I was talking about. He used his personal page. I think it was, I from what I saw, it seems like it was later on he opened a company page on LinkedIn. So you could use your personal page, and you could use a a company page on LinkedIn. So how you do that is through, when you first open a personal account, and from the personal account, you get to check for where to add company. You go to the business. Yes, there is always, I'm sorry I couldn't necessarily screenshot it here. I'm really sorry about that. But there is a business icon on LinkedIn where you see ad company. So on that ad company, you kind of just add the company and then the amount of people you have. So it could be 1 to 10, it could be 20 to 50, it could be 50 to 100, just like that. And so for small businesses, it's usually 1 to 10 or 20 to 30. If you have those amount of staff and workers, so you get that and you choose your company size. That's the company size I was talking about. And then few valuable sections: your company name, inputting your logo and your tagline, your company size, and your description. Description is very, very important. Description is where you get to pitch not just your products, like I've been trying to say, but the value your products are offering, what the value your brand is offering, the why your brand exists, what makes it different, what makes it different from every other brand on LinkedIn. So these steps, following these steps in organizing your LinkedIn page would actually help in also optimizing your page to also show up whenever people look for services like yours, right? And sometimes your business that could not necessarily be found on LinkedIn, you start it, right? So that's why I'm trying to give the essence of building community. When you are consistently showing up on LinkedIn, when you said you would and how you would, you are building a community for people to get to see you, to get to know that, okay, I could actually find somebody cooking ewa going here, right? And order. Who is in Lagos might want to order because maybe the person does not go to Instagram that often. So, like I was saying, you want to use your mails, right, in engaging with your audience. So, lastly, these three steps, I've already explained the framework on, like, the three frameworks that could help your strategy. Now, when these three steps can, like, I just want you to take this home: target your audience, engage the community, and market really aggressively. Like, target the people that you are selling to. That is, when you're targeting them, I mean, you are following them, you are engaging their posts, right? Maybe the target of people, like when this boy was selling, if I was in his shoe, I will know that my target audience are young people. Now there is a value he added to what he did. What he did was, every for every sales made, 10% was given to university students who had financial issues. So it was like, it's actually a sentimental thing. I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean, it's actually something that is quite emotional when, for especially the Gen Z and millennials, when you see that somebody's work, a portion of somebody's work is actually going to a set of people that need. They want to buy anything that fosters growth, anything that fosters help for a particular set of people. It's usually it feels like you are contributing to them, so they want to always buy into it. So that's like a value added for what he was doing. So I think where I was coming from was, you want to target the people who would use your product, right? The people who are most likely to use your product. Those are the people that you want to follow. Those are the people that you want to engage with. Those are the people you want to engage with. So when they get to see what you do, you know that they might want to get those things that you sell. So you are doing that first. You are targeting the audience, you are engaging the community that you have found, you're engaging the community that you have found on LinkedIn, and you are also marketing what you do really, really aggressively. Don't let trying to engage the community take over the place of you also putting your product out there. And always try to add a call to action where you are trying to draw it back to what you do. Some things like art. Let's say okay, let's use Mosbo. When Mosbo puts out an engaging content on LinkedIn for their community, they try to want to like add a call to action of, at Mosbo, this is what we are trying to promote, right? So you always want to ask you always want to add a call to action to what you are doing. So I really leave this with you. Target your audience when you get on LinkedIn. Engage the community of that audience. Send cold pitches. Send mails to the people. Engage. LinkedIn really thrives on engagement and value. Make sure you are giving something valuable, and also make sure you are engaging, and also market your product very, very, very aggressively. Like, talk about it, be in the faces, show up when you say you will show up and how you said you will show up. So this is me, right? Like I said, that I would introduce myself at the end. This is me, and you can find me on LinkedIn as Judy Nicole Ofosio. I think it's um like Tonali said, the time for recording. So this is all. If there are questions, let me go back to the chat so that I see the questions.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nicole. That was really, really insightful. That was really insightful. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you for taking out the time
Thank you.
to break these things down, So I'm sure we all have, yes, I'm sure we all like learned a lot. I'm sure we all like learned a lot. So I'm sure people will have questions, right? Does anyone on the call have questions? But the thing is, our time is almost gone. Our time is fast spent. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to answer
Okay.
questions on the group, right? So everybody or anybody that has a question should just drop it on the group. So Nicole is on the group too. And when I see their questions, I'll just tag you so you can answer on the group. And if there's any, yes, there's a recording of the training. If you're on the Mosbo group, which I assume you are, then I'll drop the link to our YouTube channel with a recording of this class in a couple of days, very soon. So just keep an eye out for it. I'll drop it on the group. So you can always view the recording. And if you have your question, drop it on the group. I'll tag Nicole and she will definitely do her best to answer every one of you. And if there's any